Probably already know that Trump is literally Hitler, but what you may not know is just how similar the two fascist dictators really are. They both wore pants. Hitler had a mustache, and Trump probably could have a mustache if he didn't shave for a few days. Both breathed air. Both ate food. Did I mention that they both breathed air? It's getting scary. Hitler was an artist attempting to paint masterpieces, and Trump was in the masterpiece, work of art, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. This is no accident. If you rearrange the letters in Trump while eliminating the U, M, P, and adding H, I, L, and E, it spells Hitler. And finally, both were constantly called Hitler by the media. Case closed.
Somewhere in the bowels of the city that never sleeps,
Kevin McCullough, radio host with Salem Media,
is a man also not sleeping.
Syndicated radio talk show host Kevin McCullough.
And that guy would like a word with you.
Many of you know him as Nostradamus.
Of course that Kevin show is going to be great. The only thing that could be greater, of course, would be that Donald show. We don't have that, so we have that Kevin show.
Featuring the music of Dick Tunney and the Dream in Color Orchestra. Still to come, she's a mom fighting for liberty, Alexandra Bauer. The Babylon Bee has endorsed Kamala Harris. And before we're done, Ann Wilson with another hit in the Spotlight. And now, from Times Square, as our Decision 24 special continues, he gladly volunteered to provide personal comfort to the weak and unintelligent female Trump supporter. Here's the other!
Yeah, and tell me you wouldn't. Just right. Okay, let's do the news. For Assignment Desk Weekend, I'm Kevin McCullough. As we close out Decision 24 on this special edition, the Kamala Harris campaign, we note, had a very rough final week in the lead up to the election this coming Tuesday. Campaigning as the candidate of joy, the sitting VP started off the week referring to her opponents as fascists. Her running mate followed the next day by calling them Nazis. Her boss followed suit the day following that, calling them garbage. And her billionaire surrogate, Mark Cuban, claimed the female supporters of their opponents are weak and stupid. But like so many who project their own foibles, he took off the dress and backed away from the mirror. Assignment Desk Weekend decided to ask many of our female contributors, most all of which have been selected to be part of our broadcast because of their high levels of intelligence, if they would be willing to share with us their thoughts about Cuban's obvious statements. They all promised they would get back to us as soon as their husbands gave them permission to do so. Hungry to be back in the spotlight, no pun intended, Chris Christie, pictured here after just having bodied a complete dozen Krispy Kremes, said that Cuban, quote, doesn't think before he talks sometimes. And he should know, as he continued, saying the former New Jersey governor, because I say stupid things all the time, and my wife tells me the exact same thing. Tim Walz, in the middle of all of this happiness and joy this week, accused Elon Musk of, quote, being gay. Assignment Desk Weekend would like to ponder this for a second because we're always confused about how people who push so hard to have gay everything be advanced somehow still feel like it's some sort of slur against people to call them gay. That previous aside from the Assignment Desk Weekend body of wonder. Anyway, in an attempt to insult the world's wealthiest man, the vice presidential candidate did just that, hurling the supposed insult. And this despite the fact that Musk has fathered at least 11 children that we know of. He did so also in spite of the fact that no one on planet Earth believes Walls is straight, except for his manly, macho hunting skills. And finally, Jerry Seinfeld has taken to criticizing schools that are giving the day off after the election for, quote, distressed students. Assignment Desk Weekend would like to point out that the level of distressed anxiety that a student would experience to qualify for such treatment is almost impossible to measure. You do know that, right? Kids will just lie to get out of school. We're also confident that Trump supporters would never, ever consider taking the day off just to celebrate. Or would they? For Assignment Desk Weekend, I'm Kevin McCullough. Make sure you go out and vote.
I'm Seth Dillon, CEO of the Babylon Bee. While other fake news organizations like the Washington Post and the LA Times refuse to save democracy, we here at the Babylon Bee are proud to do our part. Today, we've decided to officially endorse communist Kamala Harris for president. Why Kamala? Well, we'd be here all day if I listed all the reasons, but I'll name a few. To begin with, she shot straight to the top because of her intellect. Smart lady. She's the first person in history to win a primary without receiving a single vote. That's impressive. She's a person of color. Indian, I think. She's a phenomenon. She gave Drew Barrymore a hug, an act that symbolized her willingness to wrap her arms around the country and give us all a hug whenever Republicans make us feel sad. She was such a popular vice president that over 12 million people hiked hundreds of miles to cross our southern border to vote for her without ID in this election. She has a melodic and soothing voice, especially when she laughs. I can listen to her laugh for hours. Most importantly, though, she is not Donald Trump. Wow. How can you put into words the greatness that is Kamala Harris? She reminds us to look forward to what can be, unburdened by what has been. And she understands, perhaps better than anyone else, the significance of the passage of time. She knows, as all wise leaders do, that there is great significance to the passage of time. Each minute that passes takes us from the present into the future. We're only here, right now, in this moment, because other moments, like the one that just went by, have passed. What could be more significant than that? We are grateful that when America is on the brink of losing its democracy, the person standing strong against the looming threat of fascism is a woman as accomplished, intelligent, joyful, and non-white as Kamala Harris. And so we join Eminem, Megan Thee Stallion, the Insane Clown Posse, and many other great thought leaders by proudly endorsing Kamala Harris for president.
Don't miss out. The annual Christmas pageant tickets are on sale now.
They're advertising it on TV now?
The pageant is an especially big deal this year. It's the 75th anniversary.
I want to give special mention to Grace for volunteering to direct it.
You did what?
Oh no. Did somebody die?
It's worse than that, son.
It's going to be the best Christmas pageant ever.
Oh no. It's the Hermans. Now. The Hermans are absolutely the worst kids in the history of the world.
What'd they do now, dear? Break another window?
Set something on fire?
Steal your lunch and then punch you for not having any candy? No, even worse. We're gonna be in your Bible play.
Herdmans in church.
Oh boy.
We take the pageant seriously. It's about community and tradition.
What do you all suggest, that I kick the Herdmans out of the church?
Yes.
I want to be Mary, and Ralph wants to be Joe.
And the angel of the Lord?
Ow!
The Herdmans shouldn't be here.
They're a poor influence.
You don't look like any Mary I've seen before.
Don't touch him. I'm happy to take over the part at any time.
I can't just kick him out.
I thought you all might be interested in one of my stuffs.
You never told me you visited the Herdmans.
I got the biggest ham for you guys. Is your mom home?
Not when the sun's up. What if the Herdmans ruin this for you?
They probably will, but it's not about me.
Jesus was born for the Herdmans as much as he was for us.
We'll be missing the whole point of the story if we turn them away.
Well, that's a pageant I'd actually like to see.